Ladies and gentlemen, Glen Carlson coming at you for KPI Pro tip number 10. And I'm here with a celebrity himself, ladies and gentlemen, Brisvegas. 6,500 downloads a day your podcast is getting. What's it called?
Bon Appetit.
What is it?
Uniting Entrepreneurs Through Food.
Uniting Entrepreneurs Through Food. Just talking about this, right? This idea, talking to everyone here, that food as a category, chefs, Jamie Oliver's, that angry guy, like all these people out there already totally saturating food. It would be so easy for you to have thought, man, there's just no way me starting a podcast, who am I, to start a podcast against these people. And in less than 12 months, you are dominating.
Well, yeah, in the Australian space, yes. And I think if I had all those thoughts, I probably wouldn't have started it. I just went out and did it, and that was the best part, I think.
So what would you say to all the would-be and budding content creators, platform builders out there in kind of KPI land, so men, women, the entrepreneurs, if they're having some fears or some doubts or considerations around that? I mean, what would you say? Just talk to that.
Well, a couple of things. One is get your concept right. So when you're starting a podcast, make sure that you find the connections between you, your brand, your authentic self, which is really, really important. What problems you're trying to solve. And also if an Indian with an Indian accent can make it on a podcast, no one really should have any excuses, to be honest.
It's so funny, because Dan might be listening to this, right? But the amount of times, Dan, when I go to the UK, Dan's like, you've just got to tone down the accent, Glenn. Like, don't sound like an Aussie bogan.
Well, it's not about, it's the accent is the last of your, I suppose, worries, because a lot of people sort of talk to me and say, hey, you can do it because you've got a voice for radio. I'm like, what? No, I've got a face for radio, but not a voice. Because I mean, like, come on, like, it's the funniest accent on the planet.
So, okay, so that's some principles, right? You got to get your authentic self in check. Don't try and fake it. Understand your market's problems. I mean, that's stuff we talk about a lot. So now people are like, okay, I'm good on that, but I'm still not doing it. I'm still not doing my podcast. I'm still not doing my blog. Like, what would you say to those people where there's some kind of a block still in the way?
Well, talk to someone about it. Like, I think that's really important. Talk to someone who can give you objective feedback. It doesn't have, it can be a mate who really knows you well. It can be a business coach, it can be an accountability buddy, someone that can give you objective feedback, because something is stopping you, and it's usually the fear or the chatter. Yeah. And you talk really well about chatter. Yeah.
So I've also just to wrap this one up, I've been having so much fun with these 10th episode celebration, hoorah. I want to get to 500 of these things in a row without missing a day. That's my goal. That's what I want to do. It's still nascent. It's baby. It's tiny. But the thing that I found was stopping me from doing it was having to iron my shirt and like brush my hair and put on a face. And so as soon as I decided, you know what, beanie, jumper, whatever, you're just going to get me as I am, it removed that barrier, and I'm having a ball. And I've been going for years with this barrier in my head. What do you think the biggest barrier that you've found people that you've worked with have had to overcome, and then once they get over that kind of mental glitch, they've become prolific?
Well, I think even when they start recording, the biggest thing is for people to see it. For them, that's the biggest barrier. Like, what will people think? And 100 out of 100, everyone loves it. Everyone loves what they do because it comes from such a authentic place that, you know, it's very difficult to get anyone else to replicate that. So unless you're going and creating someone else's show and, you know, copying the format, you're creating an authentic version of yourself. So everyone wants to listen to that.
So get it out there, even if it's not perfect. Prolific beats.
Perfect.
Perfect. So what I need you to do, guys, on the count of 3, you're all going to yell out, ask a question, because I live on your questions. Ladies and gentlemen, 1, 2, 3. Ask me a question. Ask me a question and I'll answer it. That's what this whole thing is for. Ladies and gentlemen, that is pro tip number 10. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen, Brisvegas. Thanks for your applause.